So I'm going to ask you a question. Do your systems work for you or against you? Biohacking isn't about being healthier. It's about having more energy, sharper focus, better moods, and faster recovery. Strength training is going in and stimulating the muscle to grow. The muscle doesn't know how much weight, how many reps, how many sets you've done.
I hope you've had a wonderful Christmas with the people that matters most, and I wish you a really successful new year ahead. Rest, reflect, and reload, because what we're building next isn't about motivation, it's about time. And that's what matters most for you and your family.
I'm your host, Grant Hutchby, aka the Carnivore Entrepreneur, and I want to help successful but stuck entrepreneurs reduce their biological age by up to 15 years and absolutely live the life that they were supposed to live. I am on this mission to deliver things in the most simple, consistent, and structured way that I possibly can. I genuinely want to help as many people as I can reclaim their strength, their energy, and their purpose.
So the Carnivore Entrepreneur suggests a couple things. It suggests that you like meat, muscles, mindset, and money. Can you just give me a little bit of, or give everyone a little bit of a brief as to why you're qualified to be a carnivore entrepreneur?
Man, the muscle piece, like, I'm addicted to the gym. I'm normally up by 5 a.m. every day. Actually,
yeah, I've seen a lot of your videos, man. You're looking good.
Real strength isn't built during your workouts. It's built during the recovery. The truth is, without strategic recovery, you're just spinning your wheels. And if you're an entrepreneur, wasted energy means wasted opportunities and lost income. You didn't choose the entrepreneurial path to feel constantly drained or to wake up each day dragging your body through life. A study published in the Journal of Sports Sciences clearly demonstrates that inadequate recovery leads directly to performance decline, injury, and chronic fatigue. I lived that reality, and trust me, you don't want to too. Strength training is going in and stimulating the muscle to grow. The muscle doesn't know how much weight, how many reps, how many sets you've done. All it knows is whether you have done something that it's not used to before. Have you taken it past a point of failure? This is my 1 to set to failure framework. Myth. Creatine is for building muscle. Most entrepreneurs think creatine is just for bodybuilders. Big mistake. Creatine monohydrate is the most scientifically researched supplement on the planet, not just for strength gains, but for brain power, energy, and longevity. It boosts ATP production, your body's energy currency, improves cognitive function, supports recovery, and even helps slow down aging by protecting your brain and muscles at a cellular level.
Not everyone's built to be an entrepreneur, right? No. If everyone in this world was an entrepreneur, nothing would ever happen.
No. And I want to say this too, because I feel like entrepreneurship is kind of like pushed on a lot of people. Look, if you're not built for entrepreneurship, that's okay. I'm more concerned with people finding what's going to fulfill them in life. So Absolutely. You may be a great graphic designer, but owning a graphic design business is going to be a nightmare for you. There's nothing wrong with going to work for somebody else that gives you the flexibility to be creative. A lot of people need that structure that's just kind of given to them. Not everybody's brain operates the same way. But to your point, if everybody was an entrepreneur, the world's economy could not survive.
I thought it's not really something that you find, it's something that you allow to come through.
Yeah, it finds you.
It finds you. It's already there. You just have to let it come through and be susceptible to seeing it and hearing it and being part of it, because it's already there.
Yep.
We were born to be entrepreneurs and born to help people, because it sounds like you have that passion to help people as well.
And then money. I mean, money's what makes the world go around. People can say, money's evil and all these sorts of things. They're full of crap. If you don't have money, money is just a tool to be able to live the life and do things
Absolutely.
that you want to do. And also, I think it's selfish not to go out and want to create wealth.
So you have the money, but you feel trapped. That's not freedom. That's just another cage. You became an entrepreneur so that you didn't have to work 9 to 5 anymore, but now you work 5 to 9 and your business is draining your health, your longevity, your mindset, and it has become this massive ball that you can't get yourself out of. So I'm going to ask you a question. Do your systems work for you or against you? Are you trapped within your business every day because you don't have the right people or the right systems so that you can be free from the day-to-day running of your business? Freedom begins when you take control of your structure within your life and how you look after yourself so that you have freedom in your life. Because remember, youth plus happiness equals freedom. If you're in a happy, positive state of mind, you'll make better decisions for your business. And that's why if you are younger in your body and happier in your mind, those together will equal much better strategic decisions in your bank account and allow you to be free to do what you want whenever you want to do it. Absolutely. Focusing on the things that I needed to do to reduce my biological age, to feel younger, helped my mind be better because my mind was getting younger along with my physical body. And because of that clarity, because of that improvement in myself, I got clarity in what I needed to do in the business. I left that week buzzing. Since then, I've practiced intentional breathing every morning before workouts, meetings, or deep work. It's become my way of setting the tone for the day. Just a few minutes and I'm focused, grounded, and in control. The state shift has made me a better leader, husband, and operator. I want to live a healthy and happy lifestyle for as long as possible. And you don't get to do that by burnout. Yeah, working 100-hour weeks is going to make you rich. Okay. But there are ways of getting the money that you need while not sacrificing your health, your happiness, your longevity, your health span. And what I'm trying to say is that you can have it all. You can be younger. Your body can be really healthy. You can be happy. Your mind can be in a really great place. And you can be really clear and really purpose driven and be peaceful. Have that peace in your mind that you need to be able to live longer. If you wake up tired, wired, or stressed,
This doesn't mean that you're aging.
it means that your cortisol hormone is broken.
Fix this one hormone and you can start immediately reversing your biological age.
This is the Have It All movement, so that midlife male entrepreneurs can provide for their families for decades to come, not financially, but being more present in their lives for as long as possible. Biohacking is your unfair advantage. Biohacking isn't about being healthier. It's about having more energy, sharper focus, better moods, and faster recovery. It's about wealth. When your body performs, your mind performs. And when your mind performs, your business grows. This is the edge you've been missing. So the other thing that I wanted to talk about was structure and simplicity. So our core values here at the Carnivore Entrepreneur and the key to building consistency is having structure and simplicity, which then gives you the consistency. And there are 3 core values, and that's what we try and apply to everything that we do here and what I try and apply to everything that I do. So keeping it simple is just about having a really clear step-by-step process on what to do. And it's not overly complicated. The structure, again, with the step-by-step process, the structure gives us something to focus on so that it allows us to keep it consistent. And one thing I want to point out is that volume, not just in the gym, but in your work as well, and in other stuff that you do, volume doesn't equal progress. It's the quality of what you do. And human beings need to make progress to feel fulfilled. And I guess while I didn't need to sacrifice some things that gave me fulfillment and gave me happiness, what I did need to sacrifice and get disciplined with is not indulging as much into things that were detrimental to my health. Balance is a myth. Everyone is looking for balance to feel like they're getting the best of every world. However, in reality, a great life and a free life is about sacrificing the right things and having the discipline on the things that you're going to sacrifice so that you can live the best life that you possibly can. To be successful in having a healthy body, you have to sacrifice sometimes eating and putting things in your body that you don't want. You have to sacrifice not sitting down on the sofa all day or drinking alcohol. It's not to say that you can't do those things ever. It just means sometimes you'll have to sacrifice them. Do not sacrifice your values. The one thing that you don't sacrifice is your values and the time that you're going to spend with the people that you love. What you need to sacrifice is those indulgements and low value tasks and things that you really shouldn't be doing for the things that you should. So remember these 4 things: keep, cut, trade, invest. What are you going to keep doing? What are you going to stop doing? What are you going to cut? What are you going to trade for something else? And then what are you going to invest your time in? Carnivore Entrepreneur was born tail end of 2024. And what you're seeing today is a development of me fulfilling the purpose of what Carnivore Entrepreneur is, which is to help successful but stuck entrepreneurs reclaim their strength, their energy, and their purpose. And that is absolutely what I'm trying to do. The 2 frameworks are the performance plate framework and the rest, recover, and reload framework. So the performance plate framework is very simple. The other important part of the performance plate framework is making sure that you get 1 gram per pound of body weight in protein. That is going to help you recover really well. And that's part of the rest, recover, reload framework. But it's more part of the performance plate. That's sort of why these 2 go together quite well. So you've got eating whole foods, 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. And then last but not least is the other 20%. So you've got doing that 80% of the time, but then 20% of the time is going to be planned treats. So have that beer that you wanted, have that donut that you're craving, but make sure it's planned. Make sure it's only 20% of the time, not every day. I try to keep my working time really intense and really consistent. So it's not about doing long, hard hours and grinding until, you pass out and thinking that there's this badge of honor because you have worked 100 hours in a week. It's not about that. It's about what you get done and the quality of the work that you get done. Believe me, 6 hours of really good, high quality, high energy work in a day is so much better than doing 12 hours of grinding it out. 100%. Have you ever felt like you're working hard, ticking off tasks all day, yet somehow you never get around to the important stuff? Like you're always busy, but you're never moving forward. Trust me, I've been there. I've used to start my days by knocking off all the easy stuff, the quick wins, just to feel productive, right? Emails, admin, little tasks around the business. And you know what? At the time, it felt good, right? Until one day that it just didn't. Because despite feeling productive, I wasn't actually achieving anything significant. I was just staying busy. But when I realized true productivity isn't about being busy, it's about doing the right things at the right time. And that's what the smart mind framework is all about. So I didn't always have a smart mindset. In fact, twice in my life, I hit rock bottom, each time teaching me a profound lesson about mental clarity and, resilience. The first time was back in 2006. I vividly remember that day. I was sitting at home asleep when I woke up and I couldn't breathe. Panic surged through me. My chest tightened and I genuinely thought I was about to die right then. That moment of pure fear shook me to my core, and I woke up to the importance of not just physical health, but mental clarity too. And it forced me to reconsider how I was living my life and what truly mattered, which is why I got a personal training and sports injury qualification. But the biggest mental breaking point came almost a decade later in 2015. From the outside, my life looked perfect. I own a 500 grand home. I had all the material comforts that anyone could want. And people looking in, I was living a dream. But the truth was I was miserable. My life felt empty. I didn't have purpose. I was trapped in a relationship and a lifestyle that drained me rather than energized me. I had a vision for what I wanted, and for the first time in years, I felt alive. I was no longer drifting. I deliberately was moving forward, and this clarity didn't come overnight, though it took intense effort, reflection, and a willingness to confront the uncomfortable truths about myself. This structured, intentional approach can shift everything. So let me ask you clearly, are you deliberately growing your mind, or are you leaving your potential up to chance? The Smart Mind framework is not complicated, but it's transformative. It's built on clarity, intention, and purposeful action. It's about turning your learning into living. The transformation that followed wasn't just financial. It deepened my relationships, improved my health, and revitalized my passion for life. Mastering your mindset isn't about business success. It's about creating a life that you're genuinely proud of, a life that excites you every day when you wake up, a life on your terms. Your situation right now, no matter how difficult, confusing, or overwhelming it is, it's temporary. Everything can shift in the moment you decide that it can. You have more power than you realize, and it starts with choosing to intentionally grow your mind every single day. So we've got two types of problems with cortisol, and you may have experienced these. So type 1 is very simple. You might wake up anxious, you might have high stress, you might have an afternoon crash or brain fog, or just generally feel older and more sluggish than what you are. That's sort of type 1. And then you've got type 2, which again, you might resonate with. I've had these in the past, which is you wake up sluggish instead of anxious. So you're just not getting going. You might not be anxious, but you might be sluggish. You drag yourself through the morning like you've got to get through it. You're wired at night, so you really struggle to get to sleep. You can't switch off. That is a typical one of entrepreneurs, because you've got a lot going on in your life and you can't switch off. Or you've got very, very broken sleep. You find yourself waking up quite a lot and you struggle to get back. Recently, over the last 12 months, we have been subject to fraud within our business that cost us a significant amount of money. And during those periods of stress, that's when my cortisol spiked and sort of caused me to age a lot quicker than what I wanted to, and didn't make me into the person that I was. You're probably thinking, right, well, what do I do then to fix my cortisol? I'm going to have all these pressures in my life anyways. And yes, you're going to still have all of these entrepreneurial pressures with your business, with your family, and with everything that comes with being an entrepreneur. But I've got the 5 simple steps that you can do to manage your cortisol. Once I fixed cortisol, I noticed my stress massively going down. I was calmer. I was able to deal with things a lot better. And this is the point I'm trying to make. So what I'm going to get into next is how you can do some really simple things in your daily routine, in your life, to manage cortisol a lot better and get your body back into that rhythm, lower the stress so that you can perform at a higher level. We've got step 1. Step 1 is first thing in the morning, get water and mineralized salt into your body. Step 2, and this is the real important one. So this is a really important one after you've done your water, which is to get sunlight. Morning sunlight is the best sunlight you can get. And this really gets your circadian rhythm going in the right way and manages your cortisol. Step 3 is just getting your body into a very, very low stress mode. So step 4, and this is a pretty important one, is on your first meal, make sure that it is high in protein and high in fats, very low in carbs. And step 5, a lot of you are not going to like this one, because as entrepreneurs, and I've been there before, we need caffeine first thing in the morning. What you want to try and do, and this really, really helps the 2 p.m. crash, is to not have caffeine at least 90 minutes after you wake up. This is what's going to build the habit or movement, and it's going to teach male entrepreneurs that longevity is the highest form of providing. I want you to have strength in your body, energy in your mind, and power in your bank account. Remember, be young, be happy, and free people.